You're listening to the Tales from the Grip podcast. If you're gonna make a movie, then you need to get a grip.
Hey everybody, you already know what it is. It's your girl Laura, the Soul Writer Poindexter. I'm here at WadeWorksStudios for another episode of Tales from the Grip. And oh my goodness, on this episode, my guest, he's a superhero. You're going to find out who that is as soon as we get back from the break.
This episode of Tales from the Grip is brought to you by the Colonel Goes Popcorn, which you can find at The Colonel, spelled like you do the Colonel, not the military rank, but Colonel of Corn, Kernel. Yeah, my spelling's bad sometimes. But anyway, don't worry about my spelling. Worry about what flavors you can get when you go to the Colonel Goes Popcorn, kettle corn, gourmet style, brought to you out of Atlanta, ships anywhere. You can get stuff like yellow cheddar, strawberry banana, which I never thought would have been a flavor, but it is. It's true. It works. Cheddar sriracha, which I had, which is delicious. My kids actually ate it up before I could finish it all. Cajun caramel, cheddar sriracha caramel, Parmesan garlic, which I also had, and I found that in my son's trash can when the empty bag, he tore right through it. Just didn't. I'm glad I had the chance to taste some of it before I left out of this building. Anyway, the point being is that if you're going to sit there and you're going to have some popcorn, you might as well go gourmet, go all the way. And if you're going to go gourmet, go for the Colonel Goes Pop. Remember, the Colonel Goes Pop is the website. Goes everywhere. Just because you're not in Atlanta does not mean that you can't get it. Ships out to you. And you can enjoy this just like you would any other movie night. Grab yourself a soda, get yourself a gourmet popcorn, and support him and the show with the Colonel Goes Pop. And now, on to the podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I cannot wait for you to meet this amazing young man, Mr. Jonathan Armour. Welcome to the show, dude.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Jonathan, guys, I didn't know Jonathan from a can of paint. We're just in the industry, and he runs on my timeline, and I see that he's doing this superhero series. And so I start researching and investigating and finding out what he's doing. Like, oh, this guy is on to something. When was the premiere? What was the date of the premiere?
May 5th.
May 5th.
2022,
the premiere of Sisters, Black Superheroes, Women Flying, Blowing Up Stuff. Oh, it was fabulous, people. Jonathan, oh my goodness, thank you for being here again.
Thank you.
I got to talk about this journey. You could not have just landed on something this amazing, so I know that this had to be one heck of a journey. How did you start in filmmaking?
Whew. And filmmaking, man, like you said, it was a journey or whatnot. I guess it started in high school, actually. I went to a performance arts high school called Tri-Cities Performing Arts over in East Point.
All right.
A lot of great talent came from there. Keenan, from Keenan Kell, graduated from there, whatnot. We also have a lot of alumni now that's on Broadway. Keenan Calacango, Aisha, they're all doing their stuff now up there, whatnot. Yeah.
Okay. Big shoes to fill.
But we on our way too, so it's all good. Like I said, a lot of talent comes out of there. But that's where it came from. The discipline, the focus of learning the craft of acting and whatnot. Okay. And from there, I guess we did a couple plays up in New Dawn Theater, community theater work or whatnot. But it was good focus, like I said, good planning and stuff. But I finally realized, I believe in 2018, when I wanted to go ahead and actually just direct. Being behind the camera for me was more vital than being in front of the camera, because I have the capabilities of making my people look grander, on a grander scale, looking better or whatnot on the silver screen versus just me just being in front of it or whatnot.
Okay, so when did it click? So you're an actor, you see the director doing what he's doing, he's giving you direction, you're acting. When did it click? When did you say to yourself, you know what? I feel like behind the camera, that's going to be my jam. Like, when was that epiphany or that moment that you made that decision?
You know what? I want to say when we started doing Brothers more, when I started doing that series, but I was still in front of it. But when I was behind it fully or whatnot, somewhat, was when we did Sisters or whatnot, that film. And when I saw how I could make these women look amazing on the silver screen, I was like, that's it. That's all I want to do. I want to direct. I don't have to be in front of the camera at all. I like for others, the other talent, to be in front of the camera.
Okay, so you're in performing arts school. You're going in as an actor. You're going to make this shift to become a director. Before we even talk about the project, there had to be some amazing writing going on. And so now we say actor, writer, director, filmmaker. 4 things that we got going on here.
Yeah.
Okay. Brothers started before Sisters.
Correct.
The premiere was here in Atlanta. Brothers started before. Who is the writer of Brothers?
So I'm the writer for Brothers. Okay. However, my brother and also a friend, Timothy Battle, will come in or whatnot, and he'll help and give me some ideas or whatever as far as layering and making the characters' development and stuff like that. He'll come in and just help to assist with that as well. So, but most of the time, I'm writing all my shorts.
Okay, but wait a minute. We're not talking regular shorts. Do you have a comic background or any Comic-Con? You have to have some sci-fi, some Star Trek, some
all of that
some
stuff.
other world stuff going on, because we're not just talking about, we're talking about genre that a lot of African Americans, right? What is it? Jordan Peele, he's doing doing it now. He's doing a lot, right? But we really don't have a lot of representation in that area. So talk a little bit about, were you always sci-fi? Like, talk a little bit about that. Okay, let's talk about it.
So with this whole sci-fi and anime and superhero genre, whatnot, that's what speaks to me the most. Okay. So going into that realm is easy for me. The thing about it is just making it look realistic, and that's what we took that year off to learn how to do. But yes, that's what we want to focus on. That's actually what I'm in debate now for my next feature film or whatnot. So.
Okay. All right. All right. So I gotta ask this, right? East Point is a school, right?
Oh, Tri-Cities?
Tri-City East Point, right? Arts, right? But we gotta admit that when we talk about anime and Comic-Con and sci-fi, that's really not big. That's really a small pocket in our community.
Especially back then. Yes.
Especially back then. Tell me where you found the courage to say, this is what I like. I'm rocking with this, and I don't care who likes it in here. Because it took a lot of courage to stay in that pocket, dude.
Yeah, it did.
Kids are cruel.
Yeah, but you know what, though? Back then, growing up, it was always frowned upon to like anime or like the comics and all that stuff or whatnot. But now in this generation, it's kind of reversed in a way. Oh, you don't like anime? You're weird. Oh, you don't like superheroes? No, there's something wrong with you. So doing that genre now it's just more appreciated. So it's easily for us to go ahead and do it or whatnot. And for people to get behind it and root for it, we have a bigger community than we ever had before or whatnot. So,
I mean, we turned out and turned up.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, wow, all these people came out, and then there was people that flew from like, out of state and everything or whatnot to come to premiere, and that was awesome.
Okay, before we talk about you actually taking this commitment, Jonathan took a year off to learn special effects, and just took a year off. Like, that's hard for us to do. We feel like, we're gonna miss something, but to take that year off and to develop his craft was worth it, because if you have not seen Sisters, you are cheating yourself. And we're going to tell you where you can watch that. But let's talk about Brothers, because that's what started it all.
Yes.
Okay, you start writing Brothers. You're sitting at home. You're on the backyard. Where are you? And the light goes off and you say, I'm going to write this black superhero series. Let's talk about it.
Okay, so it was, like I said, I think I did another interview or whatnot with Brothers, but it was actually only supposed to be a 1-minute joke or whatnot. It was going to be with the brothers, as you will see, like the Tim, Jarvis, Jay, all of us were going to be in it, but it was going to start off as somebody stole somebody's girl and they were going to pretty much beat them up. But the catch was at the end that you thought it was going to go down like some kind of street fight or something, but they all had powers and it was going to end that way. And that was all it was going to be. Nothing else, nothing more. That's it. It was all going to be 1-minute thing. But during that time, I was creating my reel, because during that time I wanted to be an actor. So I was like, okay, well, I want to do something fun with my friends, and I was creating my own reel because I didn't have to hire nobody to shoot. I was like, I know how to shoot. I just need some actors to be in it.
Okay.
So I hired them. I was like, you know what, guys? Y'all like anime. Y'all like superheroes. I got something. I was like, y'all got to do this with me. We got to be serious about it, though. I showed them the pitch. They love it, obviously. And we went out there. And we shot it. And then we posted it. I got a lot of love. And I was like, oh, well, let's keep going and see what happens. And that's how Brothers happen.
Yep. My goodness. Okay. Now, during this time when you were doing Brothers, they all had powers.
Yes.
It started off as a joke.
Yep.
Got good response. You're going in further. When did it click and say, okay, these guys got powers. I have to make these powers look authentic on film? What was that process like? How did you just start to develop that part of it?
I think that process happened late August of 2019-ish, 2020. During that time, pandemic happened, so it's all nested in together. But
it's all fuzzy,
right? It was in August, I know.
Okay.
But I was learning how to do it. And when you're learning how to do special effects and stuff, the minute you learn how to do one little thing, you think it's just incredible. It's just amazing.
Of course.
But what's amazing to you is it's not going to be always amazing to the masses. So you have to learn how to really work on it. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty bland. And me taking that year off, like I said, it clicked because I'm having women now. When I wrote the script for Sisters, I said it's going to be them centered or whatnot in the film. I said I can get my brothers to do stuff for me, but to get outside actresses to really take this seriously, I'm going to have to step my game up because, as you know, women's influence on media outreaches a lot more than it does for us guys.
Huge.
And I know they're not going to post nothing that is bleh or whatever. So I was like, you know what? Let's take it serious. Let's learn as much as we can, and let's really dial in and make it realistic. And that's what I did. And the results speak for themselves. So if you want to do something, work on it.
My goodness. Okay. So you write Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
It's only supposed to be a fluke. You're moving on and you write this thing, Sisters. How long did you work on Sisters? Because for me, even being in entertainment and going to Marvel and see, I was like, how long did it take them to do this? Like the process, it just looked like it was so layered.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about how long it took from inception to conception.
Man, almost 2 years. A year and a half, though, if you want to be exact. But really 2 years if you want to talk about coming up with the ideas, the costumes, and really layering out where the locations were going to be at and what the story was going to be. So we could go with 2 years. After that, what's funny is when we first wrote it, it was only about 9 pages long because it was only going to be a special episode, 2 Brothers, and that was it.
Okay.
We went out there, we filmed that, got back to the editing room, and was like, we can't end it right here. We have to do a little bit more. Wrote a little bit more, and went up to about 20 minutes or whatnot. That ain't enough. We got to add a little bit more. Wrote some more, added. I think I added a lot or whatnot to it. And then, it came out to about 35, 37
And
minutes.
that still wasn't enough because we were in the movie theater like, what? Is it ending? Are you serious? Like.
Yeah. And that's the feedback that I always get with it. It's short. It's good. It's great. But it's short. They're like, we want more.
We want more because, again, we're going to give you the information on how you can watch it, how you can support it. If you're watching this episode and you want to actually get behind, if you're looking to finance something, this is what you need to put your money behind. This is an amazing work. But Jonathan, you, even when it came on, the idea to do Armour, you did the whole thing I'm sitting there, and you guys know me. It takes a lot to impress me. I was sitting up. I was like scared to blink. Like, okay, so let's talk about special effects. First thing I want you to do is look into your camera and tell everybody what special effects is right there.
All right. So special effects are pretty much the icing on the cake once you've got your shot down. Okay. So the special effects, I guess in general, can be pretty much anything. It can be lightning, blast, gunshots. All that stuff counts under VFX. It's compositing these different assets to making them look more realistic on film and stuff. So a lot of stuff counts as VFX. Fog, all that stuff or whatever. So yeah, you just want to make it look realistic on set. And Open Gate Studios, we specialize in VFX or special effects, however you want to call it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're going into this, and I'm looking at it as a novice. I don't know much about special effects, and oddly enough, I'm trying to find the glitches. That's what we're trying, because it's an independent. Like we're trying to find out. Did he mess up? And everything was super realistic, like fire coming out of their hands. Mm-hmm. People appearing from the dust. Like I was looking, I gotta be honest, and I was looking for the flubs. Not that I wanted you to have them,
right.
But I was looking for the authenticity. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you it was spot on. Let's talk about the process of doing a film with special effects versus us setting up a scene and we're just doing the scene and there's no special effects. Because we know we might have 20 takes, 15 takes, 2 takes. How many takes do you have to do? And let's talk about, do you shoot the scene and layer this? Let's talk about the process of a scene.
I'm glad you brought that up.
I have good questions.
That is a great question.
Okay.
Yes. Because a lot of people believe when you're doing action, and then you're doing action with special effects, everything that I learned from what I was doing from the filmmaking when we take like dialogue sequences and stuff like that, or just shooting like a scene that's just a drama or whatnot, it's totally different. And especially with the VFX, like there's this thing that's called, all right, let's say for instance, you said something about the teleportation, right? Mm-hmm. So for us or whatnot, if there is no green screen around, which now it doesn't matter because I can green screen you right here. There's no green screen. I can take you and put you anywhere now.
Really?
Yeah, I can just put you anywhere.
Watch out. You can put me anywhere.
I can put you anywhere and it'll look realistic. But that comes from taking a year off and learning. So basically, what happens is there's this called this shot and then you have a blank shot. Okay. So with the blank shot, for instance, if I just wanted you to, if the camera's already set here, it's on the tripod and stuff like that, we'll be here, we'll talk, la, 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 la. Then we'll be like, yeah, blank shot, we'll just step out. And then you layer those two shots together in the After Effects so that it's on top of each other. And then when we want you to come in, we'll put some dust, particles, warp distortion and stuff. And then boom, bada bing, there you are. Oh, whatnot. But yeah, those are like the easier ones to do.
Okay. You can mail your check if you to him for that. I knew it had to be, and when I tell you intently, and it was seamless. Mm-hmm. It was seamless. Okay, so let's take your script, the same script, and the time that it would take to shoot it with special effects and without. How does special effects elongate the process? I know it does, but how, like, what is the difference? Let's say if I took 1 5-page script and we could shoot the script, and then we shot it with the special effects, what is the doubling time, and what do you have to be mindful for? What is the thing as a director and a filmmaker that's doing a movie of this nature? What are the things that you're really being careful about, the things that you're really looking out for?
I think that comes down to the director himself, because if you're just now starting and trying to figure it out, it's going to take you a little bit longer because you don't know the process of what you're supposed to be doing, you know? So that's one thing.
Okay, don't worry. Okay, no, keep going. He's going to fix it. Okay.
Fix it in post. But yeah. But let's say, for instance, you said we have a regular 5-minute script, and then we have a special effects heavy, or is it not heavy? That's another thing that takes into consideration. Okay. If it's not as special effects heavy, but there's a little bit of special effects, it may still take me the same amount of time that it would take me for just doing the 5-minute script. That's just nothing with just dialogue or whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, because we just wrapped with Concrete Comics, another superhero film that's on the way.
You heard it here. You heard it here.
And that didn't take us as long as what it would have taken when I did Sisters, because that was 2 years ago when I filmed Sisters. the level of filmmaking that I do now, because I know so much, my knowledge has grown. I can film fast, but I can film efficiently faster now.
Because there's levels to this.
Yeah,
There's levels to
it takes
this.
time. It takes
Okay.
time. But yeah. Now I feel more comfortable doing the feature. I think that's another reason why it was shorter, because I was doing all the special effects by myself. However, now I've come in contact, because of Sisters, with various different VFX artists that reached out and were like,
Oh, they want to be a part of it.
yes,
They
I
the
see
vision.
what you're doing. And they were like, and they're from London, Japan, all other places and whatnot. But I see what you're doing and we want to be a part of it. We want to help. And I said, okay.
Isn't that amazing?
No, that's wonderful. Yeah, I love that.
And that, I don't think, and you can tell me,
Mm-hmm.
if you had not have made the decision, so I'm sure it was a tough decision, but it was the best decision for you and your craft and what you're trying to do, to take that year off, and now you come back and you kick butt,
Right.
and now people are like, we want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Is that's pretty dope, Jonathan?
Yeah, I think it goes back to just finding yourself too, though. You know, I think a lot of us are lost out here or whatnot.
Oh yeah.
And that comes from just that phone of ours or whatnot, and being driven by the media and stuff like that. You know, I won't dive too much into that, but you know,
I get it.
sometimes it's okay to cut yourself off from that and really work on self and whatnot.
Self-development.
Because once this gets done, this starts ticking, you start realizing what's vital and what's important to you, and you work on that. Like going to work and working on Sisters wasn't a chore to me. I enjoyed doing it. And when you enjoy doing something, you see the passion. So you see the love. And that's what a lot of people were saying. They're like, bro, there's so much passion and so much love in here, bro. And it was so much love in the room on that night too. On the fifth.
It was
a lot of love.
it was a lot of love in that. We had such a good time. But going back to what you say, guys, our industry is very competitive.
Mm-hmm. It
It's
is.
very competitive, and there are a lot of people vying for position.
Yeah.
And that self-development is something that will help you stand out.
Yeah.
It really will separate you. That's very important, whether you're a filmmaker, director, DP, actor, whatever, photographer, whatever you're doing. Being able to walk in a room and command
Yes.
attention is based on being aware of self. That is self-awareness.
Yeah.
So kudos to you for that.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Well, I got a word for the day.
All
And
right.
I got one for you. Your word for today, of course, is vision. You couldn't have any other word but vision,
But
because
vision.
Sisters, that was created from a visionary. Truly,
Yes.
what is vision to you, Jonathan?
Vision to me is having a clear understanding of what you are trying to basically accomplish, set out for, to do, see, and things of that nature. I guess my vision for me is to be one of the most talented Black filmmakers within our industry. And I'm going to do that. I'm doing that. I'm on the path to doing that. So that's my vision.
How do you stay
Hmm?
vision focused? What is it that you do that allows your vision to stay intact? Because our vision can become distorted.
It can be. It can become blurred.
What do you do to keep your vision on point?
And life happens.
Mm.
It does. And with that, we have to have an understanding that, okay, it does happen, but what are the steps for me to make sure that I get back on track? And for me, when I start to waver from the path, I go back and I listen to the motivational teachings from Les Brown. I love listening. I can wake up. In fact, one of the things that I can tell people right now, just for 1 week, I advise you to have a clear vision, a clear purpose of what you want to do. Wake up in the morning. Don't go to Instagram. Don't go to Facebook. Go to YouTube and listen to one of the motivational speakings from either Steve Harvey or Les Brown. I'm just telling you, just start your day off with just that every day and watch what happens within that week. It's a total shift that happens and you become so focused. It's crazy. It's not crazy. It's actually just the universe working within you or whatnot is what I want to say. So just try it and see what happens.
Wow, thank you so much for that. Okay, so now we have Sisters.
Yes, we do.
Okay, I know you coming with a part 2, part 3, brothers. What you working on? What we're doing? What's next?
Okay, so like I said in the premiere or whatnot, we do have the feature for Sisters that's written or whatnot. So The thing about it is, do I want to go right back into it? Because that was 2 years of time. My thing is, I want to work on something else as well, though. I don't want to just stay within just the superhero world and whatnot. Okay. So, and I know I can create the thrillers and the horror genres or whatnot a little bit faster, because one of the ultimate goals for me as a filmmaker is to produce pretty much as a sequel. You seen Last Dragon?
Of course. Come on.
Yeah, I really want to go ahead and produce a sequel to that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a cult classic. It speaks to me. Yeah. I love that film. And it was the first film that I saw representation for me within the world of like superhero, kung fu, almost anime in a sense or whatever. Like it had all those principles for me.
Trust me, what they did was like anime. But them, oh yeah. Oh yeah. So that is, see, your vision, you like, for when I look at you and what you do, like, man, you are light years ahead. And it's so refreshing. Thank you. And you'll be the first to know, Jonathan is waiting for me to finish so that I can give him my script. Choose This Day. Yep. Choose This Day has special effects. The biggest thing for me, and right now we're nine-time award-winning screenplay. I was like, I'm not going to be able to find anybody here. I'm going to have to hire a huge production company because I didn't trust anybody with it. Right. So I'm excited to have you actually read that and come on board, because I'm telling you, if you're out there and you're doing anything that needs to, oh man, this guy is amazing. Why don't we tell everybody right now? So after they watch this segment, I want you to sign off and go and watch Sisters. Tell everybody right now where they can watch Sisters.
All right. So as of right now, you can watch Sisters on YouTube. Just type in Open Gate Studios and Sisters, and it will pop right up. Yeah. And then you can follow us on Instagram as well at Open Gate Studios. That's on Facebook as well. But yeah.
Okay. So now, when you talk about the next thing that you're working on, will you be casting in Atlanta?
Yes.
Okay, so I know he has actors that he loves and that he works with.
I
do.
do.
Think you may have a few little openings here and there for other people in the Atlanta area?
Yes, that's why we're doing the feature films, so that I can cast a broader spectrum of people. Because with the shorts that I do, it's limited to the amount of people that I can put within it. You know, it's a short. But with feature films, like, no, I can write in and I can put this character in, this character, that character, whatnot.
But your characters, now let's talk about one aspect of the type of films that you do that we haven't discussed, at least on any of my episodes. We have not talked about the physical aspect. There's all kind of acting, theatrical, drama, comedy, but there is another aspect when you're talking about somebody coming in to do action in acting. Talk a little bit about that and the training that it requires. Do you do the training? Let's talk a little bit about that physical part of what you do.
Yeah, but see, on the bigger sets or whatnot, you have your actor can come in. If they don't have any like stunt training and stuff, they have the stunt woman. Right. So, we independent. So it's like, all right, look, this is what, for me, when I'm doing my action sequences, I do choreograph it. But now, because of the success and stuff with Sisters, we now have choreographers now that are trained black belts within various martial arts and stuff.
Congratulations.
Right. And they, like I said, they just want to come in and be a part of something. I believe they see that it's going to become bigger, Okay. So now having them, we would have those days. Like even now for the June shoot, which is Bleach, is a reference to anime, but it's a samurai short that we're doing. And that we have a choreographer now that deals with the blades and stuff like that. It's going to teach us the proper sword play of what to do, for that. And that's what I want to have now for everything. In fact, I really don't want to choreograph anything else. I'd rather have that professionals come in because that's your world. That's your lane. So you come in and you teach. And even for like the recent project that we had with Concrete Comics with Odina, I showcased some of the choreography, but the stunt choreographer that was there, he's like, I'm going to polish it up for you guys. Polish it up. Made it 10 times better or whatnot. And then we come in and we knock it out by getting those angles that really sell it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's really important because we know we just had this big unfortunate incident with Alec Baldwin.
Yes.
It because they didn't have or the
gun safety,
the gun safety. So it's really important.
Yeah,
to
we checked all that. Yeah.
Wow, that's super important.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so before we go to the next word, we know we talked a lot about your vision. We talked a lot about you making the decision to step away from the arena to perfect your craft. If you had something to say or advice to give to a young African American male filmmaker, aspiring filmmaker, what would it be? What would you? As a matter of fact, what would you tell your younger self right now?
Look at
coming
you, Laura.
off, come on, man. Coming off of the Success of Sisters, what would you tell your younger self?
My younger self, if I could speak to him or whatnot, I would tell him to, one, breathe. I feel like you need time to just relax at my younger age or whatnot. Breathe. And not to take everything so, what is the word? You know how we get so hot-headed so quickly? Like, I don't know if it's the passion. I don't know what it is.
I know
or
how
whatnot.
we get so hot-headed.
No, it's just,
Yeah.
You take things so spot on and you take things so serious or whatnot. But if I could just tell myself, I'd like, just lighten up a little bit. Relax, bro. Relax. And to really just breathe and whatnot and just take a minute. I feel like a lot of times we overreact instead of just pausing and really thinking the situation out. I've noticed that I've gotten myself out of many situations by just, okay, so this is what I have. Cool. So this has happened. There's nothing I can do. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk. So let's see what are the solutions to get around it, to fix it, and that. And always 10 for 10. I can fix it within the first 5 minutes or whatnot.
When you de-escalate.
When I de-escalate any kind of solution, any kind of issue or whatnot. I think I live by the rule of 5. If it's not going to matter 5 years from now, don't spend 5 minutes worrying about it. So.
Well, okay, I like that. Okay, the rule of 5. We're going to get the rule of 5. Say that again. I love that.
I live by the rule of 5. And the rule of 5 is if it's not going to matter 5 years from now, 5 days from now, it's not worth 5 minutes of you wasting your time about it and stuff. So,
can I put the rule of 5 in my pocketbook? Because I'm going to take that home with me.
You can.
Okay, I'm going to
keep that. Just dropping knowledge and gems as much as we can.
Knowledge and gems. Okay. I didn't talk to you about, we know the support, but you had specific support. Your mom and your dad.
I love you.
Oh,
love
my
mom
goodness, mom and dad. It is so important for us to have support in this industry.
Very much so.
Oh, my goodness. So have your mom and dad always been avid? Because, you know, for a lot of us, we don't have family support. Our family says, oh, go and get a real job with real benefits because we don't know what you're talking about, this entertainment stuff. Have your parents always been that supportive?
They've always been that way from day one. Wow. Super supportive. My dad actually wanted to be an actor, but he decided to become a physician instead. And that's what he loves. He loves help. He loves helping people. That's his passion, to make people, happy and better and healthy.
Okay.
Mom always loved music, so she wanted to work in the record industry and stuff like that. They really quite get there to it,
so
but
they kind of show people.
They're actually entertainment people themselves. So in a sense, sort of. But when they knew that we wanted to do this and we took it seriously. Because my sister, she graduated from Howard University with a theater degree as well. So she's an actress too. But they look out and they always show the most support a mother or father can show for their
children.
Really
really nice. So we actually talked about vision, but I have one more thing here for you for roles. And your question, I think I actually know it. Jonathan.
Yes.
What, in your opinion, is the role of the director of photography?
That's the role of the director of photography. For me, is pretty much my shot composition. It's making sure that what am I trying to convey within the shot. I mean, you can always have different shots, but let's say, for instance, Laura, for right here, right now, for this particular shot, they can't see it on there, but you can see it. If I were to compose you just right here on this couch or whatnot, what do I want to say for the foreground and the background to make it as cinematic as possible? Because, yes, the background with all the letters and all that stuff or whatnot is great. We need that. The pillow, have actually even more pillows or whatever to bring you out even more from just the couch and stuff like that. But I would also have maybe even a leaf or a bush that's somewhat in the foreground of the shot of the camera to play along that. And it'll be an up close, tight shot or whatnot. And that's how it would composite you. And then the lighting's already perfect or whatever right here. But I already see how to shoot it cinematic wise.
And you actually just left the room when you sat here with me, but you left the room when you explained that.
Yeah.
Come on, right here. I like that right there. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So, you're amazing. You're
All right. You're amazing.
Amazing. I need for you to tell everybody again where they can watch Sisters. Look, guys, we need to get the numbers up on this film. This is a black superhero film with special effects that are comparable to Marvel. If you have not seen it, you need to go and see Sisters. You need to tell your sisters to see Sisters, and their sisters need to tell their brothers to see Sisters. We need to get these numbers up so this young man can continue to have people pouring in. Special effects movies take way more money to make. Yeah, way more time, way more effort, way more energy. And it takes a tribe to make a movie, but it takes a tribe plus to make a movie with special effects. This is Jonathan Armour, and the movie is Sisters. Tell everybody again where they can watch this film.
All right, so once again, you can find that film on YouTube at WadeWorksStudios. Just type in Sisters along with that, and you'll see it. And as well, follow us on Instagram at WadeWorksStudios. The link for Sisters is actually on there as well, so, you can see it as well from there, too.
Oh, my goodness. That's it for another episode of Tales from the Grip right here at WadeWorksStudios. I'm your girl, Laura, that's all right at Poindexter. My guest is Mr. Jonathan Armour. And you know what? We have a tagline, right?
Yes.
But I'm going to feel real soft and fuzzy if you say it. Look right there and look right in that camera and tell them what's going on.
Hey, now, if you're going to make a movie, I got to redo it. Reset. Here we go, guys. If you're going to make a movie, then you need to get
listening to the Tales from the Grip podcast. If you're going to make a movie, then you need to get a grip.